Hi everyone, I'm Meteorologist Rusty McCranie, and welcome to Weather Express, your weather in 5 minutes. Start the clock. Friends, once again, we have widespread impactful weather through a good portion of the United States in the form of severe storm opportunities, some very heavy snowfall, and bitterly cold temperatures. We'll start off with what's happening today, and that's the snow beginning to fly in the western Great Lakes places like Minneapolis, on over towards Milwaukee and Green Bay, portions of Iowa, as snow is really beginning to develop. You get back towards the St. Louis, Missouri area, and the temperatures are right around freezing, and that becomes a mixture of sleet and freezing rain. It's no good for travel across I-70 in the eastern sides of Missouri right now. This is going to punch into portions of Illinois as we go through the remainder of the day. Temperatures are in the 20s and 30s there, but you factor in some pretty solid gusty north winds and feels like temperature at the hour as you get into Minnesota and the Dakotas. Once again, are at or below zero. Some of this is very dangerous when it comes to the wind chill values outside. Now, this storm system is going to quickly work its way across the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, into the Northeast and New England. And although we're quiet in these areas as of now, later today and tomorrow, we're going to start to see the snow begin to fly here. And once again, kind of on the southern side of that, it comes with some sleet and freezing rain and travel problems. Look how widespread the winter weather advisories in purple are, again, from the eastern sides of Nebraska all the way into portions of New England and the Northeast. You get into the pinks here. Those are going to be winter storm warnings. Places like Albany, New York, Saratoga Springs, on over towards Rutland, Vermont. 6, 10, 12 feet of snow in some areas. For places like New York City, it's about 1 to 3 inches of snow. On over towards Boston, Massachusetts, they could get 3 to 6. Syracuse still has the lake effect snow warning there, where they could get upwards of 6 inches of snow, but also some very strong winds as well. You have your winter weather advisories all the way back down towards, again, as I said, New York City, Newark, on over towards Allentown, Pennsylvania, Cleveland, Ohio could get 1 to 2 inches of a combination of sleet, freezing rain, and snow. Same situation for Detroit. On the southern side of this, all of these greens are flood watches that are in effect. We got some extremely heavy rain for the Tennessee Valley and into the southeast. Now, in the southeast, it's relatively quiet right now, but getting a little bit cooler in some spots. It's been a nice day in the southern plains, with temperatures there in the 40s and 50s. Oklahoma City right now coming in the upper 40s. We have our Pacific storm moving in. It's still going to bring very gusty winds along the entire west coast. Some coastal flooding is possible. The snow is going to be flying in some of the higher elevations. You can see a little bit of light rain moving back into portions of coastal Washington and Oregon as we speak. So let's go back over to our advisories here, and you guys can clearly see again, we have a lot of purples and pinks here. Now, in these spots, we could be measuring some of the snowfall totals in feet of snow. You get west of the Colorado Springs area here and into Grand Junction and places like Vail and Telluride in Colorado. And again, several feet of snow could fall in some areas. Same situation for some of the areas just east of Salt Lake City, like the Cottonwoods. They could be seeing 2 to 3 feet of snow, which is why they have winter storm warnings. There's your gale warnings along the coastline of California. The greens near the Chico, Sacramento areas are flood warnings. And again, for the Sierra Nevadas, it's winter storm warnings. Places like Truckee and Mammoth Lakes, maybe getting a few feet of snow there. The snow will also fly in the Cascades and the Olympic ranges as well. So let's get into the models here. Here's the forecast from them. We'll start out west. Here comes our Pacific storm. Once again, a lot of heavy coastal rain turns into some pretty solid mountain snow again. Doesn't have to be very high elevations to start to see that snow flying in the Olympics and the Cascades. And eventually, again, this pulls into the Intermountain West. Very fast moving storm system, as I mentioned, coming through the Great Lakes and into the Northeast and New England. You can clearly see the snow really begins to pick up in the Northeast as we go into tomorrow. But again, the line here is pretty far to the north, where we could actually see some pretty good thunderstorm activity for portions of southern Ohio, throughout Kentucky, places like Louisville. That could be some very heavy rain and storms there. And then the snow really picking up into the Northeast and New England. But eventually, that warmer air actually drives into the southern sides of Pennsylvania and even into New York. Now back to the south, although we're just going to have general thunderstorms for today, tomorrow we have an opportunity for a lot of severe weather in portions of southeast Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Look at that line of storms coming in here. That could be all modes of severe weather. As a matter of fact, the Storm Prediction Center has already put an enhanced risk of severe storms for tomorrow for places like Memphis, on over towards the southeast sides of Arkansas, just south of Little Rock, Jackson, Mississippi. Tornadoes are a threat in these areas for tomorrow. If you live in these areas, make sure that you stay very weather aware. Friends, as you can see from the clock, I am out of time. I appreciate you taking a quick second to like this video. If you like this content, please consider subscribing to Weather Express. You have a great rest of your day, and I'm back tomorrow with your latest 5-minute forecast.